Maybe the laptop you really needed was in your pocket all along. This episode of Some Gadget Guy is brought to you by viewers like you. All the folks who share content on social media and the incredible generosity of my patrons. Patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. More info on those awesome geeks later in the video. First of all, I just have to apologize for everything that's happening with my face and my voice. I'm still recovering from COVID. The antivirals have really done a number on me, but we still have really cool tech toys to talk about, and I wanted to show off this. The folks at Nex sent this my way to test and share some of my thoughts. This is the NexDock XL. It looks like a laptop, but it's not. Haha! Fooled you. I've been a fan of this idea for years now. What if we combined a portable, battery-powered monitor with a portable keyboard and a trackpad? We'd have a really cool accessory that would work with a bunch of different computers and tablets and phones and consoles and other devices that you already own. Everything gets better. Every one of your techie, computery gadgets gets better when you can give it another screen to play with. I mean, everything. My wife needs a second screen for her laptop. My daughter wants a bigger screen to watch movies on. Or maybe I want to play my Steam Deck on a larger display. Or I need a portable monitor for one of my cameras. I like to set up and build mini PCs. So maybe you have a headless home media server. This could be your interface for those few times you need to plug in and see what's going on. I think too many people get hung up on the, I use this for the Samsung DeX, and then miss all the other things you can do with it. You can use it with Samsung DeX, but this is not a DeX accessory. This is a flavor of portable display that you can use with anything else. But I've already gone on way too much of a tangent here. The XL is the big one now. A lot of the specs and the design, they're going to be similar to the smaller NexDock 360. This is a bigger 15.6-inch touchscreen, but it's still a 1080p display. We get respectable brightness, but you're not going to use this out in direct bright sun. We have a USB-C input that I currently have my little Moto connected to right now that can carry video and data. But then if you need it, there's an HDMI input that just carries video and audio. The XL charges on a separate USB-C. There's no proprietary barrel plug, really happy to see that. And then on the other side, we get a headphone jack, a micro SD card slot, and a USB-A accessory port. It's also a little like having a small laptop hub connected to your portable display, giving you just a little additional expandability. You could leave a big memory card in this, and then you can quickly back up photos from your phone or keep a copy of important work files. As is tradition for this segment of products, the speakers are a bit lean, and a premium phone will definitely give them a run for their money. The headphone jack is functional, but we would not call this audiophile. It's just nice to have if you're using a phone, since it was always stupid to take headphone jacks off of our smartphones. The core functionality is the same as the NexDock wireless. You can connect over a cable, like I have here, for the smoothest performance. And this will also charge your phone. Or you can connect wirelessly over Miracast and then connect the keyboard and trackpad over Bluetooth. That is not as smooth as plugging in the cable. It's Miracast. And then that also comes with the side effect of you'll be running down both the battery on your phone and on the NexDock separately. I've never been the biggest fan of wireless, but folks keep asking for it like it's somehow more convenient, and it's really not. I'm just happy that on the NexDock flavor of these solutions, it doesn't seem to jack up the price of the XL beyond the older wired-only versions of this idea. But now we can finally get into what's new and different. This keyboard layout looks funky, and I kind of love it. It's like a portable wireless 2-in-1 keyboard, like my Logitech here. Little trackpad off on the side. Now, the keys on the NexDock are backlit, and they have a nice travel to them. There's a softer or slightly plasticky feel to the typing, and it's not bad. But this product is not in the same price tier as like even my older favorite keyboard, the Pixelbook Go. From a traditional laptop perspective, it's weird having the trackpad off on the side. But Android is kinda stupid about how it interacts with some pointer devices, and older lapdocs often got criticized for phantom touch issues. If your thumb grazed the pad at any point, just a light touch to the barest edge of the trackpad, it would send your cursor flying off to another part of the screen. The folks at Nex have come up with a charming way to basically eliminate that issue. Then, moving the whole keyboard forward, they've added Qi charging coils above the keyboard to slow charge your phone wirelessly. This helps to reduce one of my issues with wireless video connections, and it is magnetic. If you have the magnets in your phone or in your phone case, it's strong enough to snap the phone to the laptop, and you can move it around as if it were one solid piece. With every generation, the folks at Nex, they keep chipping away at some of my criticisms of their previous laptop products. Eminently functional and flexible, it's a continuation of a conversation I've been trying to keep forward for years now. You're likely throwing away compute power. The chips in our phones over the last 6 years are capable of so much more. And there's a huge number of consumers out there that could easily displace their current laptop and desktop needs if they had a better outlet for getting the performance of their phone out to a more traditional experience. This is easiest with a Motorola, an Honor, or a Samsung, as those three phones have proper desktop modes when you connect them to other displays. But even just screen mirroring, just seeing what's on your phone screen but on a larger canvas, can be nice if you're trying to work on a document or reply to emails. It just won't multitask as well as a windowed-based UI. Getting into the battery life, that's a little tricky to discuss because there are a couple different ways that we can use this. I'm going to assume that using the new features here, you care about keeping your phone charged. I think that's kind of important, so that's one of the things that I'm focusing on here. Going all wireless with the XL set to around 50% brightness and charging my Honor Magic wirelessly, after an hour, the NexDock drained 38% of its battery and had charged the Honor 13%. Plugging the Honor in, setting the XL to the same screen brightness, and again, running it for an hour just watching some video, the XL drained a little less. It's about 36% of its battery, but the Honor charged 32%. And again, it's worth mentioning that the performance is noticeably smoother when you go over a cable, when it's plugged in, and the Honor was a lot warmer charging wirelessly because wireless charging is a ton less efficient. And we have options and controls in the on-screen display here. You can also extend the runtime of the dock by disabling phone charging, but for me, I think keeping the phone powered is kinda mandatory. Over the course of a day, maybe you can eke out 3.5, maybe 4 hours of laptop use. But then at the end of those sessions, you have a fully charged phone to continue on your day. You still have your primary communication gadget. That's the critical need for a phone, and the desktop mode should be a secondary need when you're out and about. So going wireless is less convenient to how I handle productivity on my phones. I don't really have any major complaints here, but I do think it's fair to show that at this price, the build is flexy. Under the keyboard tray, for example, if you type really hard, you got big clumsy sausage fingers like I do, and I would not lift and carry it from the outer edge in front of the keyboard. Every time you pick it up, I would hold it closer to the hinges. Otherwise, it's living up to the claims of the manufacturer. You can wrap the screen around and use it as a big tablet. You can prop it up as a second screen for another laptop. You can turn your Steam Deck into a PC. You can plug that into a headless media server. You have a portable monitor that has its own built-in protective shell and stand and battery and accessory ports. The last thing to mention in terms of concerns, I had a viewer comment that Nex might have tried to pull a bait and switch, and I'm not able to comment on that with any direct knowledge. I honestly have not been following the XL as closely throughout its sort of crowdfunding and its early launch. If you go to the Internet Archive, you can see an original post from Nex showing a 57 watt-hour battery, but now Nex is only selling this with a 49 watt-hour battery. I'm not sure when that might have changed, and if folks who first ordered were affected by that change. Because it should also be shown that the price dropped from $350 to $300. And as long as that was properly communicated to people who pre-ordered, I'm okay with that. A small battery reduction for that $50. So if you were counting on that extra slice of battery, I totally understand that might be frustrating. But moving forward, from here, folks interested in a product like this, I don't believe this should alter a potential purchasing decision, knowing that some other claim had been made in the past. This is what the company is advertising today, and it is what the company is shipping today. Which is the point I think we should go out on. This is $300. A good portable monitor with a built-in battery can easily run around $200. Adding in the extra features like Miracast and Bluetooth radios and the trackpad and wireless charging and ports and accessories, I think we've arrived at a very good price for the functionality. This last point needs to be spelled out in every single one of these videos I make. I'm going to have a comment from someone, why not just buy a separate computer if you're already going to carry a laptop-like frame? What computer would you want to use at $300? I mean, you can shop some great deals on a low-cost Chromebook or a lower student spec Windows refurb. But if your phone supports a desktop mode, it's already significantly more powerful than a low-end Chromebook. And every time you upgrade your phone, your laptop gets more powerful too. And this is an accessory that should last well beyond a single phone purchase, while it supports every other potential computing device in your family of gadgets as well. You can't do anything else with a low-end Chromebook. I just gotta show this idea off. This is my NexDock 2. It's 4.5 years old, and it's still working great today. Every phone I've used this with has been a laptop performance upgrade. Do you have a Chromebook that you spent $300 on from 4 years ago? A $300 machine? Do you think that would still be a fun experience today to pair with your phone? Or are a lot of those machines kind of just becoming e-waste at this point? This thing's still going strong. I definitely got my money's worth. Look, all I'm saying is it only takes a tiny bit of imagination to think of all the fun things you might do with a well-featured portable monitor. A portable monitor is one of the best accessory investments you can make to improve the use of every other gadget you own. And the LapDock is my favorite version of a portable monitor. Now, I'm really hoping to see more progress on desktop mode soon, especially now that Google is finally supporting video output on the Pixel. And as I do that performance testing, the first folks who will get to see my results are my awesome patrons. Now, I greatly appreciate everybody who supports their favorite YouTube channels. They get out there and share videos across social media. But if you have the means, I hope you'll consider checking out the community at patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. A huge thank you from the bottom of my heart. These geeks are helping to keep the lights on here in the Gadget Lab, and none of my videos or editorials or reviews would be possible without their generosity. Once again, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy, and I hope you'll check it out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy, basically everywhere, but these days I'm trying to spend a bit more time on the Mastodons, a little less so on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and definitely not on the Twitters, and I will catch you all on the next review.